Every now and then you go into a movie and you just don't know what you're going to get until you get it. And honestly, that's exactly how I feel about 2025's Companion. I think this movie is fresh feeling, in my opinion. Like, I went into this movie and I felt so refreshed coming out of it. It felt like, we'd seen this movie before, but I feel like this movie just made it so interesting. It's such a different type of genre for this type of film, starring Jack Quaid, Sophie Thatcher as Josh and Iris, a couple who go away for a weekend to just get away and celebrate, well, them. And things start to kind of make a turn. And it's interesting because I don't want to really give any spoilers, but I guess if you've seen the movie or have seen the trailers, you already know that Iris is artificial intelligence. Here's where my qualm comes in. I really wish the trailers didn't show that she was artificial intelligence. I think the shock value would have been so much higher if we didn't know, because then there's a sequence in the movie where they're having a conversation and it's very like intimate and nice and she's having a good time, and then he just goes, Iris, go to sleep. And it's like, damn, well, he's a dick. But then you find out later on in the film that's how they shut them down. But I wish that I didn't know she was AI going in, because I think that would have hit differently when all the big stuff goes down. And they're staying at a really nice, quote unquote, cabin out somewhere with a guy who is super rich, and the John, the she is his side John. Let's just say it like that. And they're celebrating, and things start going for a turn. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Then there's a big reveal somewhere around this point where I don't want to give it away, but she shows up. She did something she wasn't supposed to do. The crash out starts to happen, and next thing you know, the movie's upside down. Like, it's just like that. Say it takes about 15, 20 minutes. The movie's only about an hour 36, 37. So it's really short. It's fast. It gets to the point. It doesn't stray away from anything. But the thing I do enjoy most about this movie is how they handled the programming. I think the way they handled the programming was clever. The way they instituted that the artificial intelligence doesn't really know their artificial intelligence until they're told. That's crazy, right? That's a crazy concept. Like, usually you get things. Honestly, this movie has a weird connection to an anime from like 2001 titled Chobits. And that anime had the idea of like persicoms, and they are like artificial intelligent beings that can pretty much do anything you need them to do. But in the persicoms case, they know they're persicoms. Like, they know they're not human, but the persicoms are still able to marry people and kind of like phase people out of society, and people just don't know how to not mistaken human affection for persicom affection, because they make the persicoms to look at look attractive and are able to perform and do things like that. Some guy, marries a persicom. The one persicom can have human emotion and falls in love with the guy. It's so weird. So it feels like this movie kind of borrowed this weird connection from that anime from like 2001 into now. Now, obviously, that is just me reaching a little bit, but it is interesting to think like, yeah, that anime and this movie have some weird similarities. Now, obviously, the anime doesn't go nowhere near as crazy of a turn as this one, but I would definitely say that there's some weird comparison here. But anyway, I think the woman Sophie Thatcher, her performance, incredible. I don't think she's gonna get nominated for the movie, but she was incredible. Jack Quaid is very good. He is a believable douchebag and then some in this movie. The breakdown, the Sophie Thatcher, the way she captures the breakdown sequence, that needs to be studied. Like, that really needs to be studied. She is incredible. She is just so believable. Like, I felt for her. You know what I'm saying? Going through, I was like, I felt for Shorty the whole time. Like, it was just what it was. Jack Quaid, you wanted to beat the holy hell out of him. Like I wanted to beat his legs in, like on some Charlie Murphy, Rick James energy. Like I wanted to beat his ass. But things go for a turn. Then like their friends are fine. They're interesting enough. There's a secret among the friends that I won't reveal because I really want people to see the movie. Unfortunately, it like didn't blow up as much as I would have liked it to at the box office. Like this is one of those movies that should have done incredibly at the box office. Everyone's like, "Oh, where are the IPs? Everything's a sequel, everything's a remake, everything's a reboot, everything's a prequel." Well, here was this IP that was so fresh feeling and performed well and advocated well, and it did profit because the budget was only 10 million. It made 36 million at the box office, but this movie should have made more money than that. Like it honestly should have made more money than that, and it is upsetting that it didn't. Because I think people would have talked about this movie more. Like I think this movie would have blown up, and it probably wouldn't have got pulled from theaters in a month. So I'm a little hurt about that, but the movie is solid. I think the dynamic between the people and the AI is interesting because, like I said, we've seen AI before, but this one felt different. It felt, well, for one thing, you could customize them to be however you want them to be: dumb, smart, eye color, voice, accent, language. You could do whatever you wanted to them. Apparently, they sex you crazy too. No, it's just is a different type of artificial intelligence. Now I know there's also Westworld that handles this type of topic, but Westworld felt more on the only physical side. But I never saw Westworld. I never really cared for it. And excuse me, the dynamic between the camera, the way they shoot the movie, it was definitely shot for IMAX. Let's just say it like that. But and I saw it in IMAX, which was an experience in and of itself. But the way the camera angles, the actually shooting on location, or maybe they build sets, but everything felt real. Everything felt like whatever they were doing, they were there. Wherever they were there. The interactions, the rolling on the dirt, the window glass breaking, all that stuff. It just felt so real, like we were watching a movie made like 30 or 40 years ago, but with like a modern day cast. It was just shot incredibly. The director knew exactly what they were doing. They knew how to just utilize every scene that they had to like make this movie happen. And I will say the idea of the AI realizing they can just break free, I like that idea, especially if they're in a bad situation. And there are some dialogues that happen from Sophie Thatcher's Iris that I think are so hilarious. Like when you got hindsight and when you get that, like, I get what she's saying. It is pretty interesting. The movie does a great job of just entertaining the audience. It's intense, but it's thrilling. The ending, though, is like, wow. The ending is wow. Like, you don't expect it, but you do kind of expect it at the same time. And you just kind of got to go, you know what? Damn. I like this. Like, I walked out the movie like, man, this movie was awesome. This theater should have been full of people, though. Like, I was in a movie theater, it was a good amount of people, but that theater should have been full. And I know it's not blockbuster season for that movie, and those type of movies never really get blockbuster seats, but it would have been nice to see that. Maybe Companion could have helped the first quarter box office numbers a little bit better, but it ultimately didn't. And like I said, made off of a $10 million budget, 36 million at the box office. It's got a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 7 on IMDb, a 7 on Prime Video. The reviews aren't bad. You know what I'm saying? The audience score isn't that bad. And it did profit at the box office, even if it did a little bit. I would have liked it to make more money because we need films like this. We need films like Companion. We need cinema back to what it's supposed to be, which is entertaining, and it can challenge you. It can make your brain work, which is what this movie did for me on multiple occasions. I'd recommend this movie. I'd say give it a try. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And if you really like it, please, it's a great film. But that's pretty much all I've got to say on the topic. And I just wanted to do a movie that actually came out in 2025 because I know I've been doing like Fantastic Four and John Wick, but now I'm working on other films. And I appreciate you guys sitting through this. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.